Yo, what's up, guys? This is Corey Mack here with Mack Show MMA. I'm back again with another video. Hey, listen, man, the UFC just dropped the new middleweight rankings, and I wanted to discuss some things real quick in regards to that. It's going to be very interesting. But one thing about it, the UFC is smart because the UFC understood what the fuck I understood over the weekend, and that what a lot of other MMA fans understood over the weekend, and that Joe Pyfer ain't fucking top 5. Joe Pyfer went into that fight over the weekend ranked number 14. His performance did not warrant him to jump up 9, 10 fucking spots in the ranking. It did not. He was getting outclassed by Izzy, and Izzy lost that fight more than Joe Pyfer won. And again, I want to preference, I do not dislike Joe Pyfer. I like Joe Pyfer. I like his fighting style. I like his finishing ability. But everybody could see that he was getting outclassed. And if it wasn't for Izzy's stupid decision-making, trying to engage and press the issue, he could have easily cruised to a decision victory or even finished him late, which I predicted him to do. But yeah, let's talk about it, man. Let's go over these rankings just real quick before we dive all the way in on some things. So obviously the champion is Khamzat Chimaev. At number 1, you got DDP. At number 2, you got Nasruddin Imavov. Number 3, you got Sean Strickland. Number 4, you got Brandon Allen. Number 5, you got Barajo. Number 6, and also at number 6, they're tied up. You got Anthony Hernandez and Joe Pyfer. At number 8, you got Rainer D. Ritter. At number 9, there is Israel Adesanya. Number 10, you got Robert Whitaker. But Robert Whitaker, he's a non-factor in this. I believe he is moving to 205, light heavyweight. Number 11, you got Jared Cannonier. Number 12, you got Gregory Rodriguez. Number 13, you got Christian Leroy Duncan. Number 14, you got Paulo Costa. And tied at number 15, you got Roman Dolidze and Bruno Ferreira. Man, listen, get back to what I was saying. They understood. Joe Pyfer just not there yet. He's not ready yet. He got outclassed by Izzy. Izzy was keeping distance. Fighting beautifully. He was hitting Pyfer with whatever he wanted. Straight lefts, straight rights. He was switching stance outside of boxing range, tearing the legs up. The legs was battered by the end of the first round. The body kicks. He even caught Pyfer with a beautiful knee. I believe that was in the first round, right to the face. Joe Pyfer was fading. Joe Pyfer was visibly fading. Like, it was clear as day. Izzy was pretty much landing whatever he wanted. In the second round, they get into a little bit of exchange. Izzy backs off. Joe Pyfer just lunges with a hard left hook. Did hurt Izzy to the body, but then he followed right up with a left hook. He caught Izzy, right on the temple. But then, as Izzy swung back, Pyfer hit him with a looping right hand shot right on the jaw. Definitely hurt Izzy. Izzy balled up right up against the fence. But he was still there. One of those shots that Joe Pyfer tried to throw, Izzy ducks under it. Pyfer is scared of something coming back, and he disengages. Well, Izzy, while clearly still being hurt, Joe Pyfer's, he's backing off. Izzy decides to engage and press Joe Pyfer, tries to throw this looping right hand shot. Joe Pyfer ducks right up under him, grabs him, puts him right on the ground. And from there, it's pretty much over. So again, that's a mistake right there. That's one of those mistakes. That's IQ. That's decision making. That's one of those mistakes right there. Why? The bigger, stronger, powerful guy is backing off of you because he's scared of what's coming back. Why engage more with the looping right hand and end up getting taken down? You're clearly hurt. You're clearly tired. Why? So that's what I didn't understand. But all in all, again, it was a good win for him. He did fight out of it because he was clearly losing that fight. It was a nice comeback victory. But again, UFC understood what we all understood, and that's he not ready for being ranked top 5. Now, I will agree, there is some favorable matchups for Joe Pyfer. Before we get into the Izzy matchups, let's just talk about Joe Pyfer. They're not going to give, at this point, he's their new toy. They're not going to give him any matchups where they feel like he's going to lose. So the winnable matchups that I see that's for him, that's near his ranking, is Brandon Allen and Anthony Hernandez. Those are the two guys I feel like he could have a pretty good chance of beating. Because Brandon Allen and Anthony Hernandez, none of those guys really have power like that. They have some solid jiu-jitsu, but I don't think either one is physically stronger than Joe Pyfer to where they can get him on the ground consistently unless he gets tired. But I think he can get both those guys out in the first round with his power, because I don't think either one of those guys can match him physically, and both those guys boxing ain't that good. So those are favorable matchups. I strongly believe those are one of the two guys that they're going to give Joe Pyfer. Again, they're not going to give him a Sean Strickland. They're not going to give him a Nasruddin Imavov. They're not going to give him DDP, damn sure. They're not going to give him Khamzat. He ain't ready for those guys yet. So now Because Dana said he was going to be in the top 5, but they realized, oh, fuck shit, let's dial it back a little bit. If Izzy was doing that to him, just imagine what these guys do to him. So yeah, lay his ass up. You know what I'm saying? Lay those guys up and go ahead and give them, him Brandon Allen or Anthony Hernandez. Those are his 2 favorable matchups. In regards to Izzy, I like the RDR matchup for him. I like the Anthony Hernandez matchup for him. I don't know if the UFC is going to give Izzy a higher ranked guy. I don't know if they want to give him that opportunity. They may see him as food for some of the young guys that's coming up. So if I had to guess, I mean, RDR is more of a possibility because they both on losing streaks. So I could see that matchup. I favor Izzy in that matchup 100%. But again, I don't know if that's the route they're going to go. Even though Whitaker ranked at number 10, he's a non-factor because, again, he's moving to light heavyweight. I don't care to see the Jared Cannonier rematch. That does nothing for me. The Gregory Rodriguez one is interesting, but that's one of those things where, you know, Izzy decision-making ain't been the best, and he can easily get knocked the fuck out. That's a Joe Pyfer matchup all over again. But, you know, Gregory Rodriguez, he's a bit older than Joe Pyfer. But, again, that's just one of those matchups I look at just like a Joe Pyfer. And Gregory Rodriguez can 100%, flatline the shit out of Izzy. The skill set, I would favor Izzy. But, again, Izzy ain't been making good decisions lately. So, can easily get clipped in that fight. So, that's an interesting fight. The Christian Leroy Duncan fight, that's an interesting fight. They may want to move Christian Leroy Duncan up. They may be like, hey, you know, this young potential star moving up, you know, from the UK. Let's see if we can move him up. Let's see what Izzy got against him. So, again, those are kind of the matchups I can see the UFC doing. But, you know, if I'm being honest, skill-wise, I could favor Izzy over all these guys that I'm looking at in this top 15. I would even favor Izzy. This may sound crazy. I would even favor Izzy over Kyle Barao. Kyle Barao is nothing special to me. He does nothing special to me, actually. He just does everything good. He doesn't do anything great. He doesn't have great submission. He doesn't have great power. He doesn't have great head movement. He doesn't have great anything. And he barely beat RDR, in my opinion. And RDR looked like shit, if I'm being honest with you. And again, when I was talking about Izzy in my last video, Izzy need to get back on the horse. If he wants, because he made an Instagram post. He just made an Instagram post. And he basically said, you know, reset. You know, whatever the case may be. He basically, you know, was saying, you know, he's coming back soon. You know, he need to rest. He need to reset. Then he's going to respawn or whatever the case may be. So he's coming back. I urge Izzy, as an Izzy fan, I urge him to come back right away. Don't take too much time off. I know he just got a TKO loss, but it's not like he got brutally knocked the fuck out. I would like to see him back in about 3 to 4 months. Because, again, when Izzy was winning, when he was active, when he was making the best decisions, when his IQ was the highest, he was active. Don't take another year off. Izzy needs to be back within 3 to 6 months. I strongly believe. That's his best chance because, again, he's not getting any younger. He's only getting older. So taking all his time off is not going to do him any good at this point anymore. He has to stay active. Whatever little bit he got left in the tank, he needs to try to fight right away because taking time off, I feel like it's only going to get worse. There's no need to take a year off anymore. He's done that 2-3 times already now. You know, and it's proven not to be the best decision. So yeah, man, he just needs to get back on that horse, man. And like I said, it's a lot of guys I would favor him over. His skill set is superior to a lot of those guys. It just all depends on his mental, all depends on his IQ, all depends on his decision making. So it seems like that's the thing that's regressing. I contribute that to being out of the cage too long. So the more active, the better decision making. So we'll see what they do, man. So we'll see how they match him up. We'll see how they match up Joe Pyfer. I think it's going to be exciting matchups for both of those guys coming soon, you know, whenever they decide to book those guys again. So it's going to be interesting in the middleweight rankings. We're going to see what this middleweight picture looking like real soon. So we're going to keep tabs on it, man. So this is Corey Mack with Max Show MMA here. I'll definitely be dropping more videos. So stay tuned and be looking out. Peace.